Hello and welcome back to Art Business Mentor, the radio show. Thank you so much for listening to Art Business Mentor, the radio show. By way of introduction, my name is Gary Crook. I am your Art Business Mentor. You're listening to Art Business Mentor, the radio show on Talk Radio 1080 WKJK in gorgeous Louisville, Kentucky. Today we have a really exciting show for you guys. We have a show actually that's called Shop People, S-H-O-P, Shop People to Get Ahead in This Life. I love it. This actually deals with influencing the spectacle. And the spectacle, the best way to describe that is it's loosely defined, is that it's essentially the society that surrounds you. And the spectacle is very different for each individual. It's because it is an influence largely by people that are around you. So that's the best way to describe it. Very quickly, before I get into shopping people to get ahead in life, let's tell you quickly about the purpose of Art Business Mentor, the radio show, if you're new to the show. The primary purpose of Art Business Mentor, the radio show, is to help other artists help themselves in their individual or their respective arts practices. We want to help artists cement their value in their local communities by showing the artists how to co-opt existing institutions and resistors in order to create value for themselves. We're attempting to help artists of all genres create value for themselves. In other words, create whatever you deem to be fame, fortune, security, and the like. And we're trying to do that collectively because we're trying to influence the spectacle here, guys. And by doing that, we're trying to kind of set a positive pathway for the arts, and more specifically, artists helping each other. So that's the spectacle. That's not even close to the spectacle, but that's the purpose of Art Business Mentor, the radio show. All right, quickly the website. If you miss anything or you want to go back and peruse the scheduling, our previous radio shows that are uploaded, you can catch our webcast at artbusinessmentor.com, artbusinessmentor.com. On the left sides are two tabs of interest. One is called The Radio Show, which is a breakdown by subject, a weekly breakdown of our previous radio shows that you can download at your leisure. And the second one is called Gary Crook Blogger, which essentially is a blueprint breakdown of each show in typed out format. And that will help you follow along because the two tend to kind of go their own direction. Okay, so it's artbusinessmentor.com, two tabs on the left. A specific interest would be the radio show, and the second one would be Gary Crook Blogger. Blogger is actually also going to be it's a notification system. In other words, I send it out, and once you sign up, I send it out and tell you, hey, the new radio show's up. All right, so that one's over with. So let's get on to the topic of the show. Shop people to get ahead in this life, or in your arts career, I guess would be a better way to say that. Forget about this life, but your arts career. One thing that's very important to remember about the spectacle, guys, is that it's all opinions, and I talk about opinions a lot, and it's true. It's all opinions. The way you conduct your own life, the way you live your own life, is strictly your opinion of the way that you should be living your life, because rest assured, you can probably walk out your front door down the street and probably pick out about 4 or 5 people that don't agree with how you live your life. And conversely, you would actually, if you heard how they live their life, there's a good chance that you wouldn't be that impressed either. So it's all about people and groups of people. And when the best way to think of, well, basically, since it's all opinions, you need to shop people that share your same opinions to get ahead in your life or your arts career. Start to think of the spectacle as clusters of people of influence, and shop these people. And basically what that means is that you can kind of think of it as it's kind of like the Matrix. All right, let's step out of this a little bit. The Matrix was a really good example. The first one, the first one where they all kind of wake up and realize that they're all actually asleep, but they're all tuned into this collective, this computer. Well, the best way to think of that is it's very similar to that, but instead of, say, individuals kind of tuned into this collective computer, I opine here that it's actually collections of individuals that are tuned into this main frame, if you will. And That's how you get ahead in your arts career. Is what you do is essentially you search out, you look objectively around you at your arts career, and you look for these clusters of people of influence, and you essentially befriend them. And it has to be genuine, okay? I mean, I'll get into that later. But basically, you befriend them. You become their friend, and you kind of get into that cluster of influence. And then once you're in, man, then you really start soaking up this influence, for lack of a better term, and you start meeting a lot of people, and then there'll come a time where you kind of outgrow that cluster of influence. In other words, you're kind of going a different direction with your art, and these guys are doggedly adhering to this certain way of doing things. So you basically you move on, and you turn around, you look around, and you start seeing other clusters of influence in directions you might like to go. And then you take the experience you just gleaned from the previous cluster that you kind of outgrew, for lack of a better term, and you take that new experience to your next one. And a lot of times, a lot of the people kind of cross over in those clusters as well. So it's like you really got to kind of start mapping this out, your influence trajectory here, if you want to influence a spectacle, which by proxy means that you're influencing your art career. So what's the problem? Well, this world is built on relationships, and the arts are attempting, or the artists are attempting to appeal to the masses. That's a mistake. Okay, in other words, you can't shotgun effect this, guys. You have to be very specific with your target. It's people or groups of people that make the world go round. You need to be shopping the right people or clusters. Okay, so that's the problem, is that instead of kind of like honing in on your objective, on your target, and being very specific and kind of mapping it out, people, a lot of artists are just shotgunning everything. It's just like, hey, everybody love me. Everybody love me. Look at my wonderful work. Everybody love me. And then they get frustrated because it's not going anywhere. All right, we're going to head to commercial real quick. You're listening to Art Business Mentor, the radio show on Talk Radio 1080 WKJK.
Yeah, you. Come here a minute. Have you heard about the new revolution? It's called Silent Scream Propaganda. It's a worldwide revolution for change. One shirt at a time. Go check it out at silentscreampropaganda.com and get involved. Come on, man. silentscreampropaganda.com and get involved. Pass it on.